Do you know how to cook? Not really? If so, same. I just started cooking and this is a perfect recipe for you. Or if you have a lot of cooking experience and you're just looking for something really simple and easy to cook up on a busy night, this is perfect. Hi, welcome to my channel. This is my first video, so please show some love, like, comment, and subscribe. Today we're making a DIY hamburger helper that will consist of tortellini, beef, marinara sauce, cream cheese, and other shredded cheeses. It's super simple, only has a few ingredients, and you should be able to whip it up pretty fast. So let's get into it. So here are all of the items you'll need. There's a pot, a saucepan, frying pan, this glass dish, and get yourself some wooden utensils if you don't have them already, and a cheese grater. Please try to avoid buying shredded cheese if you can help it. It's just so much better when you do it yourself. So you'll want 1 block of cheddar cheese, 1 block of mozzarella cheese, and 1 block of cream cheese. You also want some tortellini, 2 packs of it, and I use this tortellini from Trader Joe's. Be careful with tortellini. This is the only tortellini I've been able to find so far that doesn't have seed oils, so make sure you read the ingredient label. I also get the sauce from Trader Joe's. This is super yummy. Also get 2 pounds of beef, and I use extra virgin olive oil to fry the beef. You will also need a strainer. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get some water boiling. I fill the Brita twice and use that. I don't do an exact measurement, but you can read the directions on whatever tortellini you choose. Get your tortellini open so that when the water's ready, you can go ahead and pop it in. I feel like it always takes me a really long time to get the water to boil, so I'll cover it with a lid and set the tortellini aside. Now we're going to prepare the meat. I use 100% grass-fed beef, and you want to get a higher lean percentage. This is where you have a chance to spice things up, so go ahead and put a dash of pepper, a dash of salt, and some garlic powder, or really whatever spices you want, and then you want to mix it up with your hands and get those spices all spread out through that bowl. Great, now that that's ready, go ahead and grab your frying pan. And also grab your olive oil. I couldn't find it for a second. I'm in such a tiny kitchen. You usually don't want to cook things above medium. Unless you're in a rush, try to cook things slowly. Take a wooden spatula and start breaking up the meat. Start to flip it over and bring the bottom of the meat towards the top, and you'll see it begin to brown. We're going to leave that for a second and go on to start shredding the cheese. I like my food very cheesy, so you can shred as much or as little as you want, but I think the cheese really makes this recipe, so go all out. This last little part when you get to the nub is so frustrating. You can take a knife to cut it up. If you have a tiny kitchen with not a lot of space, I recommend taking the cheese and putting it in a bowl to the side for later. And here is the mozzarella cheese. Wow, look at that. Yum. I think it's fun how the cheeses have different consistencies to grade. This cheese doesn't have a hard edge, and it's super flexible, so you can go ahead and just peel whatever you can off that's soft. The cheese got a little old here and that's hard, so we'll throw that away. And returning to the beef, go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 because we'll use it to kind of melt everything together at the end. Let's see how the water's coming. It's still not boiling. When the meat starts to really heat up, you'll hear it begin to sizzle. keep chopping it up and bringing the bottom to the top and mixing it around. The goal is to turn all of the meat brown. I know some of you this is common knowledge, but I just started cooking when I moved out and had to learn how to feed myself, so I'm going to explain it in a lot of extra detail for people who might be in the same boat. Once brown, turn the flame off and go ahead and drain that meat. Set that meat aside and grab your saucepan. It looks like the water is finally ready, so go ahead and pop in the tortellini. Be careful with the hot water splashing. I'm going to put that top back on just so it can heat back up. Get a very light flame going. And add your sauce to the saucepan. And at the end, we will want to use some cheese to cover the dish, so leave some for that, but you can go ahead and put a lot of cheese in here. And we really want to save a lot of the mozzarella for the top, so only put a dash. And I'm going to begin to stir in this cheese and melt it into the sauce. Oh my gosh, I forgot the most important ingredient this entire time. I am so sorry. Cream cheese, everybody. I knew I was forgetting something. You know that feeling when you know you're forgetting something, but then you think you're going crazy and you didn't forget something, but then usually you end up being right way later? Yeah. Try to break it up a little bit before you get it in there, so it'll make it easier to mix in. This makes the sauce so creamy and good. You can see the sauce color start to lighten as that cream mixes in. So good. If you feel like there are clumps, you can go ahead and try to beat them out of it. That should be fine. Go ahead and add the meat. Look at that. So good. Get it all mixed up. And you can see that the tortellini are nice and plump now, so we will call that good. Turn the heat off. Grab a strainer. I use these heat gloves. You can use whatever you want to not get burned. And take the tortellini. And pour it into a strainer. Now for the best part of all. Take a large glass tray. Grab your turtles in the spatula. Put them in the tray, all spread out. Try to evenly spread them across it. Doesn't need to be perfect, but try. Grab that sauce and take it on across. Make sure you turn off the flame on the stove. Try to spread that out nice and evenly. And then take your cheddar or whatever you have. You can also use whatever cheese you want and experiment with this. This is just what I usually use. And then take your mozzarella and just sprinkle it around in whatever way makes you happy. I used to really despise cooking, and I'm learning to love it. Open that oven, that should be preheated at 350, and pop this in for 10 minutes. And while you wait for it to melt, I recommend cleaning up your kitchen and making it easier on yourself tomorrow, or after you eat, then you already have your dishes done. Grab those oven mitts or oven gloves and get your dish. That is really hot. Okay. She's so beautiful. Check it out. Wow. And now you want to let that cool for a little bit before you dig in. But once it's cooled, you can go ahead and divide it up, take what you want for dinner, and put the rest in Tupperware. Alright guys, that's all I have for you. Goodbye. Please let me know how this turned out. I can't wait to hear if this worked for you. And stay tuned for other healthy content and more cooking videos. Thank you. Check out my kitchen counter setup. This is my makeshift table. It is a Caraway box. Thank you, Caraway, for the dishes. And thank you for the table.